I ain't going backwards. They are going to literally have to remove me from black-owned stores, black-owned restaurants, and black neighborhoods. So the problem is that us white people, we have been lied to so much, being told that we're superior. We ain't shit. We wouldn't be shit if our forefathers didn't lie, cheat, and steal and change history. Come on, I ain't going backwards. I see the value. I know the value of black people in my life. I know that I wouldn't be who I am without the black people that I've had in my life, a part of my journey. No. And if you're white and you don't like what I got to say, you can have the life you deserve, because I don't give a rat's ass.
People, how do you feel about the segregation ban? I already know how people of color.
So, because I look a certain way, people assume I'm white. I'm very mixed. I'm heavily mixed. And I love my family. I'm angry at this. I'm angry at this. So angry, in fact, I have to keep myself under control, because the only thing I want to do is every time someone mentions Trump, anytime someone turns around and claims something, I double up my fist, I don't care who the fuck it is, and plant them. Because I have family who are trying to flee the country right now. Get the fuck out of here, because they don't know if their marriage is even going to be legal by the end of this, because they're in a race. I've got friends who I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to hang out with because of this bullshit. I got people in my life who mean the fucking world to me that I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to associate with. They got rid of this shit, and I'm curious. You gonna bring back lynching too? Because that's bullshit. And I'm pretty sure that's what's next. We have literally stepped so far fucking back. It is embarrassing. The world is looking at America going, what the fuck are you doing? And instead of, us owning up to our responsibility and due diligence as U.S. citizens, we're allowing it to fucking happen. I already said, y'all want to fucking make a trip, I call shotgun. Like, I'll ride with you. Because I don't have a vehicle. If I had a vehicle, this would be another situation. I'd probably be in an orange jumpsuit right now. With no care. With no fucking care. But I don't. So I have to wait. I didn't vote for this motherfucker. I didn't vote for this shit. I didn't vote to lose family and friends and rights and the whole 9 fucking yards. I didn't vote for none of this shit. But a lot of you did. And I gotta ask, how does it feel being an embarrassment?
I ain't going backwards. They are going to literally have to remove me from black-owned stores, black-owned restaurants, and black neighborhoods. So the problem is that us white people, we have been lied to so much, being told that we're superior. We ain't shit. We wouldn't be shit if our forefathers didn't lie, cheat, and steal and change history. Come on, I ain't going backwards. I see the value. I know the value of black people in my life. I know that I wouldn't be who I am without the black people that I've had in my life, a part of my journey. No. And if
Hello, brothers and sisters. After white people testing segregation, understand that they really wanted it really bad. Then black people said, we are going to let you have your segregation. We are going to let you have what you want. But black people gave them the chance. But trust me, as they went by, they started learning that the grass ain't green on the other side. They thought that they'll be self-sufficient. They thought that they'll do all these things by themselves. But as time went by, they started seeing some loops. They started seeing some missing parts. And what was the missing part? I want you to guess. The missing part was black people. Black Americans are the missing part because they understand, because some people had businesses that they placed that depended on black people. And so while they were, I don't know what type of experiment they were doing, while they were doing this, they learned that they are not self-sufficient. People have businesses that needs people to buy their products. White people ain't buying from white people. So white people need black people to buy from them. And now you understand how the purchasing power of black people is so much important to these people, to the extent that the fact that they are trying to segregate themselves, they learn that they cannot do without black people. So white people are sharing their experiences about segregation, right? They are sharing their experiences about segregation after going and having a test in what they really wanted so bad, because they really wanted to get away from black people. But after having the chance, after having a taste of what they happened, they came back with receipts. And brothers and sisters, let me tell you, black people are so much important. While you as a black person, you're watching this video, I think you need to understand that you are so much important. You are needed. You are valued, right? But the only problem is that some people want to use you. And these are this group of these folks that want to use you. But at least now you know the importance of you being a black person, or just how you are, really matters. So brothers and sisters, I'm gonna let you watch the video, and then I'll be back. I'll be sharing my 2 cents in regards to this. As you know, I'm your host and pray Zentajudic Stories. And if you're watching this for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to work and well for you. But until then, let's watch the video. I'll be back.
You're white and you don't like what I got to say, you can have the life you deserve, because I don't give a rat's ass.
As a custodian, I know exactly how to clog pipes. Any kind of pipes. I know all the things because I've had to unclog them. So I guess I'm going to get really crafty. Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to use whites only sinks and shit because that's stupid. Maybe nobody else will either.
I mean, as somebody that's mostly white, it pisses me off. It really pisses me off. Because how long has this been discussed? Like, we've been discussing these issues since 2016. We've been telling people this is going to happen. And they're like, trying to make every excuse imaginable. Oh, that's not going to happen. That would never happen. Well, it happened. And now my question is, how far is it going to go? Because they're not going to stop there. This is only affecting federal contractors. But how long before they try to strip civil rights and make racism completely legal and acceptable, and there's not going to be any type of repercussions? I have family members that are, Native American and Latino. It's are they going to go after them next? Racism as a concept in society, it's just low intelligence. I don't feel like it's going to stop at this. I feel like it's going to get worse, and we still have to keep on people and still be vocal about it. And I don't want to hear anybody explain away or pull the whataboutisms, because it's not going to stop there. It's going to get worse. So yeah, I'm pretty pissed off, and yeah, I would say more, but I don't feel like getting a CGV on this. It's just fucking stupid. That's all I have to say. It's fucking stupid. I hate it. I hate the people that support it, and I'm sick of Americans, other Americans saying, "Oh, that would never happen." It's happening. You all need to pay attention now, okay? Let's stop with the whataboutisms and stop saying it's not going to happen and kick the can down the road. It is happening right now, and it's not going to stop there. It's going to get worse.
The people who are for segregation can go ahead and find the nastiest toilet and drink the water from it. If you are for segregation, you're a piece of shit.
Okay, the first thing I want to say is I think it's ridiculous. It's stupid, and I just whatever. I'm just pissed at everything that guy does. Okay, but one thing that I do want to bring up is the fact that be very careful and don't be distracted, because a lot of times he's a pro at this. He will do something that's so outrageous, everybody's looking and paying attention, while something else is going on over here on this side. It's a distraction. The more outrageous, the more distracted everybody becomes, and then they're not paying attention to what's going on over here. They're paying attention to this, the latest outrageous bullshit. I mean, he's been doing that renaming the Gulf of Mexico, making English the official language of the United States, and that stupid invoking the Alien Enemies Act that now he's claiming he never signed. Okay, it's just one outrageous thing after another. What the hell else is going on that he's trying to take our attention away from? So, to answer your question, I think it's freaking ridiculous. I want to move forward. I don't want to move backward. I don't want to go back to 1964 when the ban on segregation was enacted. Okay, I don't want to go back to the 50s. I don't want to go back to the 1700s. I want to move forward, and we will never be able to move forward as long as the maggot politicians are in power. Period. They do not want us moving forward. They want to keep us stagnant. And they want to be dictators and authoritarians. And we won't go anywhere as long as they stay in power. So I know I'm a little long-winded, but that's the way I am. So anyway, there you have it.
I made a video about this yesterday. Hi. So if I see any of those water fountains, I'm shitting in them. I highly advise everybody else to do the same. If it's in a place that I can get a chain on that shit, I'm ripping it off the fucking wall. Yeah, I don't go for that. My house doesn't go for that. The people that I have near me don't go for that shit. It's the people in the counties, in the towns, that still have the sundown laws. Yeah, it's those fucking people that we need to be worried about. Wayne County, Illinois, and Southern Illinois, many other fucking places. We know who you are. We've heard you since we were knee-high to a fucking pig's eye talking shit about people all the fucking time. You don't think we didn't just bank that shit in there? For days like today, when a fucking lunatic got to get in office and run the country like it's his fucking circus? And all you goddamn clowns just... Fuck you guys. That's 100%, hands down, shitting in every water fountain I see. Yep. Love you guys.
Well, I'll tell you this. If I find out any restaurant, store, any kind of public company place, anyone, no matter what, if I see them starting to actually use segregation, won't serve to black people, or have the restaurant divided into different sections, or start returning water fountains with particular signs on them, or anything even remotely like that, I won't be protesting those places. I won't be like, I'm not going to shop in your store, not buy your food anymore. Because there won't be anything to protest. Because I'll be returning with a can of gasoline and a fucking match.
I'm a white dude married to a Latino woman, and we have a son together. But even if I wasn't married to my wife or had my son, fuck Jim Crow. Separate but equal is never equal. And I know folks are going to come into my comments probably say, but Dave, his executive order only affects federally contracted facilities. And I would tell those people to shut the fuck up, because red states will see that as a precedent, enact their own Jim Crow policies, and it could possibly bleed into the private sector. I want my minority homies to know that it cuts both ways, though. And if it ever got that bad, it would be fucking hilarious for me to walk down the street and see no whites allowed signs on businesses, or whites eat in the back, or the white shitter is a porta-john in Texas in July. Like begets like. just remember that if you're pro this bullshit, if you support Trump and his policies, it will come back and bite you in the ass.
So, the only way segregation would make me happy is if we were segregating MAGA, everyone else from MAGA. That's the only way segregation would make me happy. But in 3 months, we have undone everything that Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and the Black Panthers have fought for. And let's not forget all of those who were murdered during the Civil Rights era for standing up for the Black community. And let's not forget those that have passed away from old age or that are no longer with us. We still have Ruby Bridges with us. So we still have Bernice King with us. I'm flabbergasted. If you're happy about it and you're a snow demon, you just showed why we call you snow demons. And I'm a snow demon. If this was the Black community or the Latino community or the Asian community or the indigenous community putting it up, that'd be fine. That would absolutely be fine, because you guys do need to protect yourself from snow demons. Look, I don't ascribe to racist ideas. I am working very, very, very hard to undo a lot of the subconscious biases that I grew up with. But you don't know me. You see me walking down the street. I'm a snow demon. You don't know that I'm not racist, or I'm working very hard to not be. You don't know that I'm not going to call the cops on you, that I'll probably call the cops on the white person calling the cops on you. You don't know that. So I think if this was not coming from the white community, it would be okay. Because all the communities that are not white, you need to protect yourselves. And I get it. But no, I'm not happy about it. It's undoing everything. Everything. In 3 months, this administration has completely destroyed this nation. Our nation wasn't perfect before, but at least we were on our way. We were on our way to being better. When you talk about America being great, ask yourself who it was actually great for. Because I guarantee you, there's a whole community that would tell you that America wasn't great for them. Yeah, 2 communities actually. But the only way a segregation law would make me happy is if we were segregating MAGA from the rest of society. Good Lord knows we don't need MAGA in this society. We're too civilized for them. But yeah, no. This law doesn't make me happy. We just undid everything. Everything. And that's not a good thing.
Okay, I know you hate seeing my face as a response to this very important question. And I want to preface it by saying that my opinion really doesn't matter. But I've been thinking a lot about this in the last few days because I've been seeing more and more folks talk about segregation in the United States. And without using white women's tears, I'm just going to say that I know that this country is extremely abusive. This country has a history of extreme violence and abuse, particularly against Black people. And I felt like for decades we have been making slow, incremental progress, but progress nonetheless. And what we're seeing in this country now, which America has always been narcissistic, right? America has always had narcissistic tendencies. But with this current administration, we are seeing narcissism personified, and we are seeing everything that is ugly about Americans, American history, and American culture. And this current president is on a complete and total revenge tour. He's always been a racist. His history, his words, his actions It's been very clear. Now, that's not to say that racism was solved before he came in. Racism is an ugly scar that has never been addressed appropriately within the United States. And any efforts that have been made towards addressing those injustices have now been completely reversed. Because there is a contingent of people who have the same complexion as I do, who are scared of historical fact. America systematically and as individuals has a lot of work to do to unpack their racism and to fix this shit. And I felt like we were making progress, especially in the last few years, with a lot of initiatives in the workplace, for example, and through education, and even just apps like this, learning about our actual history. Super important. As I grow, I try to not be a selfish asshole. I still have a lot of work myself to do, but the bottom line to me is this. I wouldn't ask someone I loved personally to stay in an abusive relationship simply because I wanted proximity to them. I want for Black people to feel safe. I want them to not have to deal with macro and microaggressions and systemic racism and individual racism. I would love for white people to pull their fucking heads out of their asses and recognize the contributions that Black Americans have made since the creation of this country. I would especially love it if these racists did some inner work and figured their shit out and recognized psychologically where their fears are coming from, and they fucking fix themselves. But the Black community needs to do what it needs to do to make itself safe, because we white people have continued to fail you. And in all honesty, that statement applies to all demographics. Racism and violence has always existed in the United States. Some of us are doing the work. Obviously, not enough are doing the work. So this is for all non-white demographics or non-cisgendered, etc. Anybody who isn't fucking white, cisgendered, and straight. Okay, this message is for you. You need to feel safe psychologically and physically. That is a right you have. You should have that right. Like everyone. I don't want for us to give up, but I also don't want for you not to be safe. And in times like this in particular, you need to do what you need to do to keep yourself safe, and you owe no one an explanation.
All right. How I feel about it? I'm scared. I'm afraid. I know the stories of what happens to those of minority that goes out every day. I know what would happen if my daughter, who's mixed, will go out and something would happen. I'm not happy about this at all. And what he did is unconscionable.
You want to know how I feel? I hate it. We're letting history repeat itself. We're letting history repeat itself twice. We're letting history repeat itself with the segregation and establishing the Civil Rights Act of 1965. So we're starting there. Let's start there. We're letting history repeat itself. We're letting people who are racist, bigots, and whatnot run our country. Period. You can't change my mind on that. I don't care what he has done or who he's with. That is what he's doing. And that is what it is. The other part of history that's repeating itself is 80 plus years ago. We're going to go 85 years. 85 years. A man was discriminated and got his feelings hurt by a group of individuals. And then he put himself in politics, put himself in a position of power, and talked a country into starting a war. That country has been trying for the last several years to distance themselves from that situation. They know that they screwed up. They know that it was a bad idea to let this person do what he did. And what is America doing? We're doing the exact same thing. And if I have to spell it out to you of what that situation was, you don't know your history books. You don't know your history, and you need to go teach yourself and learn what's going on, because history is repeating itself, and that's what I hate. We are human beings. We're supposed to be better than the generations before us. Guess what? No, we're not. We're not being better. We're being worse. We're not moving forward. We're going backwards. And I'm sick of it. I have a dream of having a family, having kids, whether it be an instant family or starting a family. That is a dream of mine. But I'm starting to second guess myself on that. I don't want to bring a life into this world if we're going to be like that. If we're not going to be better than what we are. And that's sad. That's sad because I'm an only child. My family lineage will end with me. And that's sad. So, I don't like it. I really don't. And no one can change my mind on how I view Trump, because I've never liked Trump, even before he was president. So, his mannerisms, his personality, he cannot separate himself from a position that he was elected into, which is, that position is not a job. It's a privilege and an honor. And he has no respect for that position. He has no honor for that position. He's just doing what he wants and being the same bully he was 20 years ago. Plain and simple. Can't change my mind.
I'm fucking disgusted by it. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. I want to scream. I want to yell. And I want to hug people of other races, because I can't imagine how fucking targeted you all feel. And then I just want to slap my fellow Mayo Sapiens and tell them to get their shit together, because what the fuck, man? The caucasity! Anywho, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for them. I don't support, I don't agree. I'm sorry.
As a honky from the South and a former Trump supporter, this is nothing but a slow slide into white supremacy. Everything Trump is undoing is meant to enforce white supremacy, and I feel like it's obvious, and the only people that aren't recognizing it are the people that benefit from it. Because why would you acknowledge that something heinous is benefiting you directly? The overall theme of this presidency is Trump attempting to consolidate power. We were warned about this in school, but I don't think enough people were paying attention. This racist bullshit is a dangling carrot to the wrong people. They're chasing that. They're not looking anywhere else around them. They're going to end up falling face first into the trap that they're attempting to set for other people. Some people are waking up because they'll be like, I voted for Trump and he's taking away my Medicare. It's like, yeah, girl, we try to warn you, but you wanted to hurt other people so bad you didn't listen.
Hey, beautiful. So my first thought is I was very disappointed. But then again, look who's in office. So it didn't surprise me. Truth be told, white people need to learn a lesson, big time. And for me personally, if I go into a facility or find out a facility is putting up those signs, whites only, this would be one white woman that will not be going. I'm not going to spend money in places that hate people. Plain and simple. So in all honesty, I truly hope this teaches a shit ton of white people a fucking lesson. And I hope this hurts them in every capable way that they're hoping and wishing that it hurts the black community. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Like I said before, if it says whites only and it can be filled with poop, I'm gonna fill it with poop. Everything that says whites only, new public restroom. I'm taking a shit on it.
It is deeply concerning. I mean, I never wanted in my lifetime to ever even potentially have to experience a world where we're not allowed to commingle, or we're not allowed to partake in diversity. And I never wanted this. And I'm really worried that this administration is not going to stop there. Like, are we actually regressing back to chattel? How far is this gonna go? I don't like it. I voted for the progression of our society, not the regression. I wanted us to get better and do better in the future. I don't want this. I don't want this.
She want to know how we feel about segregation. I'll tell you how I feel. I can't speak for everybody, but I'm going to be real honest with you. I've always been told history repeats itself. Now they've erased history and people fought for desegregation. And now you guys want to segregate yourselves again? Like history repeating itself. Does anyone know what the definition to insanity is? Yeah, to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome. That's how I feel about it. I don't know how the rest of you feel. Y'all better stay prayed up. They trying to bring back fucking history. They repeating itself because they keep erasing it. I love you, darling. I hope y'all realize that we already did this once. We don't need to do it again. Stay prayed up.
Okay, I'm just gonna spit it out. This scares the hell out of me. Not only the history that we were actually allowed to see as someone who was raised in a Midwestern North state where it was like, oh, we were the good state, and like, and this, that, and the other, and like, you know, everything that came with civil rights and all of the uprisings with it, the redlining, all this sort of stuff that came with it. But what scares me is I think if we continue that path, we're going to see the parts of the history that aren't always talked about and told to people who look like me. Things that I'm ashamed that I didn't even know about until I was in my early 20s. Like how people who look like me felt threatened by prosperous African American or prosperous minority communities, and they just completely destroyed it and destroyed them. Like there's like over 50 different communities, if not more, that were destroyed by people who look like me, and that's what I'm scared of, because you're gonna have communities of BIPOC communities. If they are segregated from white communities, they're going to excel because they are fighters. They have when you have one barrier after the other, you become stronger. And I worry about the YT men in power who are going to see that as a threat and then act on it. So, yeah. I wish I could say something funny. There was a lot of funny comments on your video. I laughed out loud at the girl who said she'd take a dump in, like, the all-white tea, drinking fountain and stuff. But, like, yeah, in all seriousness, this scares the hell out of me, because there are things from our history that we were not taught because we were ashamed. Our ancestors, the people who wrote the history books, were ashamed of it, and history repeats itself. And I think that if we continue down this path, white tea men and women in power are going to do their damnedest to overthrow any sort of success that those non-white communities obtain. And that scares me, because it's not right. It's not right, it's not fair, and it's just inhumane AF. But yeah, this is longer than I meant it to be. So yeah, that's my answer.
How does it make me feel? I'll tell you. It pisses me the fuck off. We have fought so hard over countless years to fight for equal rights and to destroy Jim Crow segregation. And now, even though we're trying to declare that it's a federal ban, we're bringing back this whole segregated spaces, black only spaces, white only spaces. It's disgusting. I may be 50 years old this year, but I'll tell you, I was never taught at any point in my life that because of my skin tone, I somehow had some greater merit to deserve more things in this world simply because I have this lack of melanin. I was never taught, with presenting my skin tone as it is, that somehow I would be smarter or better than anybody else. The only people I know that kept that kind of racial stereotype or that kind of garbage are people from my grandfather's generation who lived through segregation and lived through the civil rights movement. And this whole idea of we're going to ban DEI across the nation is the same argument that conservatives were making during the whole affirmative action mess back in the 80s and 90s. Oh, you only got hired because you're black. No, that's bullshit. That is a bullshit and debunked argument. The way affirmative action was written in the 80s and 90s was to force employers to consider people of color who still had the appropriate qualifications, whereas before they wouldn't have even considered a person of color simply because they were a person of color. They were only allowed to be hired if they had the qualifications, i.e. they could present that through the proof of their resume and through the proof of their work skills. Diversity, equity, and inclusion was created under the vanguard idea and the very wonderful idea that we are better collectively, different ages, different ethnicities, different outlooks, we are collectively better together with different points of view than simply a myopic one-way view through one race only. And I'd like to add this whole conservative rhetoric of whites only, they're the only ones that have the merit, that we're building a meritocracy. That's all white supremacist propaganda. So no, not only am I willing to share the same water fountain as a black person, I'm willing to share my house and dinner with a black family. I'm willing to share my same workstation with a black candidate. I'm willing to sit in the same church and swim in the same pool as my black brothers and sisters in Christ. My world is better with people of color in it, and I am happy to share my spaces with them.
I don't even know how to feel. I'm upset. I'm appalled. I'm disgusted. It just baffles me to even think that my mom, when she was in elementary school, she remembers when they finally had integration in the schools. She remembers all of that. My mom. It's not been that long ago. So, for us to go back, I'm sad to say that I'm not shocked based off of what's happening overall in the country. I'm not shocked. I'm still sick, sad, disgusted, and all the bad things you can name. No, it doesn't affect me directly, per se. But I have family that are people of color. I have, obviously friends and colleagues and coworkers and all that. I mean, that's life. That's everywhere. So to be set back to what feels like a World War II era, I'm afraid for everyone. I'm afraid for myself as a female. I'm afraid for my daughters. I'm afraid for my nieces and nephews, my whole family, everyone. Even people I don't know. I'm afraid for everyone. I don't even know what to do. There's not much I can do, not at the current standing, but it's just fucking upsetting. I would like to think that we overall are better than this. I'd like to think that. I'd like to hope that. But he's got so much support and nobody's stopping him. It feels like this is what they wanted all along. So I'm just beside myself. Good luck to everyone.
I wish I could remember which creator it was because they said it best. If I see a white-only sign outside your building, I'm throwing bricks.
I'm gay, I'm indigenous, and I'm white. Segregation is primitive. We left it in the past for a reason. I will never shop, eat, or be at a whites-only establishment. Fuck that shit. It's crazy.
If they bring back segregation, I'm sitting on the color side. I don't give a shit what they're gonna do. I have a melting pot of a family. I'm not doing it. That's so damn stupid. Have y'all? I'm sitting on the color side.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching me from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Dexter. It is so much interesting when somebody thinks that the grass is really greener on the other side. But as time goes by, they come to see the truth. And the truth that they are seeing is not something that they expected. Right? As it turns out, they thought that they'll be self-sufficient. They thought that they will never need any black person. They thought that, they started taking black people for granted until they got the chance that they wanted. And guess what? Nature proved to them that you ain't shit. You got nothing on yourself. You need black people. Right? And so black people told you, you know what? You really want the segregation, right? You can have it. Black people let them go because while they were living, they started talking badly about black people. They started saying that they want to build their only white communities. They are tired of black people. They don't want black people in their spaces. But then black people gave them the chance to have their own spaces. And brothers and sisters, we all saw what happened because some of them came back complaining about they can't even survive without black people. Some even came and say that they miss black people. Some even say that they just want to live in a black neighborhood because that's what they're used to. This tells you a lot of things. Number one, it reveals that there's a stereotype that has always been said about black people, and now it is being demolished as the truth is coming out. And everyone is getting to see the truth. Everyone is getting to understand and see how the truth, is happening, right? So a couple of things that can happen. That's just that. Now, some people had to share something in the comment section. Somebody said that we're gonna be all right. We always and always will. God is on our side. Yeah. Well, they think that now that they're leaving black people, they think that black will start begging them, oh, please come back. Oh, we were used to you and everything. No. Black people decided that they are gonna be depending on themselves. And I think that's what they showed all these groups of people. And they made them understand that indeed we can do without you. And I think black people have proved that, because black people, for the longest time, they're not even safe when they have all these other groups of people. And so while white people were leaving, black people started feeling safe, at least for the first time. They started feeling safe in their own neighborhood. Because we had currents. Black people cannot just walk freely. We had currents that tried to stop everything that black people were trying to do. And so you came to just see the reality and just see how performative these people could be. But at least, thank God, black people are now starting to feel safer, right? They're starting to feel safer with their fellow black people around, because white people, the people that were saying that they're not feeling safe because of black people, understanding that it's that black people also were not feeling safe about you. And so you just did them you just did them a favor by leaving. But that's not just important. The reports that these groups of people came back with, that's what really intrigued me. And man, I really don't know what to think about this. But it's really crazy that this is happening. Somebody saying that I'm a black man, I fought for this country, I served and will go wherever the F I want. Nothing is going to stop me. I am Army Ranger, and I believe, and believe me, you don't want to be any part of that. That's just a black man talking. Somebody said that I thought people didn't see color. Many people fall for this. We are not going out to protest. Just protect yourself and your family. Right. Someone is also saying that, and that's why we're ready for it. Imagine your $1.7 trillion spending power only be borrowed, only be allowed in your own communities. I'm not afraid of what's already present. Black people are ready for segregation. Black people are very so much ready for segregation more than you can think. Somebody saying that me as an West African who's living in Europe, I'm learning a lot from black folks. When it comes to racism, it's all true. And the exact things they were saying about the smile at you, behind the doors they are snakes or something else, different, all facts. People are coming to expose how their experiences also with living with white people was. And I'm not saying that all white people are bad, but we have all this majority of this group of people that behave in this way, right? So that all makes you understand how really these people think, right? Somebody's saying that did you all hear them say they don't want to go backwards while treating you like they are less than important? Don't fall for them being victims. They weren't crying about black lives until they found out that they won't be included in the black lives anymore. It's crazy that we are having these discussions, but I hope you've heard from the experiences of white folks that segregated themselves. So let me know what you think about this video. I'm your host and present Tech Stories, but until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.